Right, just a quick videomatic of something I want to toss out, but I'll do a quick Aussie 50 style video of it before it goes to the tip or given to Anthony or something. So I'll have a look at it now. It's been sitting there for a while under the bench, a genuine Treager Flying Doctor wireless. There it is with a 99 smiley faced when I bought it from an auction or something. I ripped that off. It's not quite appropriate, does it? Oh, it's still stuck on there. It's got the official Treager Flying Doctor Service dial on it, plus broadcast and general shortwave. Interesting artistic design with the speaker and the dial in little sort of hole things. Frequencies are in a little hole as well. 6920. Oh yeah, 6920 at this Broken Hill. School of the Air and Flying Doctor Service. Anyway, interesting design, fairly basic for anyone to be able to use it. If they got bitten by a snake or something, fell off the horse. Oh, open it up, have a look. Oh. Now it's got turret tuning for the different channels you would have, and I guess if you look at this one, that's the transmit one. The channels come complete with a crystal, a little channel unit, a crystal, and all the coils that will be used for that particular frequency. And there's a spare one there, not used. So I suppose you'd, if you want to order a channel or get a channel working you didn't have, you'd send it via the mail or the whatever, and in a few years' time it might arrive by a horseback, by the Pony Express, and you could use that particular channel. So that's how they, I suppose, rationalised it, simplified it. There we are, got the crystal and all the coils in there. A Max Howden crystal. So yeah, I don't know how reliable these things were when they got all the dust in them. This has still got all the dust from Cubapedia or wherever it was used once. It's got Broken Hill frequencies in it. So it's probably from around Tibooburra, northwest New South Wales, or maybe part of South Australia close by there. It has also got a tuning gang. You can free tune shortwave and broadcast band as well, apart from having the crystal locked frequencies. Now it's got the old TV line output tube, a 6cm5 is the RF output stage, and a 6M5 or something. 6M5 driver. There's a little speaker there, modulation transformer, changeover TX-RX changeover relay. So it's quite a neat unit really. That'll be the inverter transformer to get the HT to run the valves. Now this is a hybrid set, transistors and valves on the output stage. The audio modulator and the inverter all transistors. I don't know what sort they are, probably I don't know if they're germanium or silicon. They're all painted black, but there's quite a few of them, probably 3 for the modulator, 3 for the audio, who knows. And the different connections there for different impedance antennas you might want to use. A dusty underneath view. Now I think it's germanium transistors. Yes, you can see that would be the receiver board there probably, and yes, I think it's all transistors. Oh, look at that, an OC something or other. I remember using those when I first got involved in electronics way back in the 1960s or whatever. Of course they'd been around since the 50s. Those glass sort of transistors. Oh yes, it's an OC75. The wiring for the output RF stage. It's quite neat. and these coily things are for pre-tuning the antenna connections that you might want to use, tweak them up for the particular frequencies. The modular construction, it does make the rest of the set quite simple, really, doesn't it? The IF and audio stages. Now there's some more electronics. I think that's the tunable radio receiver. You see some transistors there. Heat sink to the chassis. Look like germaniums. Paper capacitors. There's an interesting thing for the emergency alarm. This is before sideband, of course, and they went for a different system. But you just turned that like a spring-loaded thing. Probably hear the motor whirring there. And it must switch something, send beep tones or something like that to trigger the base station. Now they use a multi-tone system. That doesn't matter if it's off-tune, listening on AM or a sideband. It still works even. It's just the ratio between the two tones that matter, not the actual tone. So it works on off-tune sets, but this is an earlier system. There's some dust in that tuning gang. It'd be interesting to know the history of this set, where it came from. Now the channel that you're on was stuck on a little paper chart thing on this turret, and you looked through the little hole and you could see what frequency you were on. There you have 2020 kilohertz, 2.20, 148 meters. That was the basically the main network channel. Every set had that, and it went quite well actually. It went a long way during the night, and of course maybe 100 kilometers during the day, and was the major calling frequency. Next one is 4055, Broken Hill channel. 4055 I think shared with somewhere over in Western Australia as well. And there we have the old 6920, which was the good daytime long distance frequency. So basically you'd use 2020 for most things, and if you couldn't get through on 2020 you'd move up to 4055 during the day or at night, and 6920, which was basically a daytime frequency, went a long way in the daytime. At night it tended to get jammed and blocked out by overseas foreign stations and things. So that was the channels I used, and as you say, that was the set for Broken Hill, and everyone had 2020 in their sets. It was the standard frequency. Some stations like Port Augusta had 8 megs, 8165 I think it was, and that went a long way both day and night, a very good frequency. Of course, a very close one, 8867, used by aircraft quite regularly to this day, as is a Flying Doctor service. It hasn't closed down, it's still there, but not many calls on it these days. You can see the transmit frequency was a direct, there was no multiplying going on. The crystal was the output channel. The receiver was minus the IF of 455. So it would have been quite easy to change crystals. And that is for 2020. Now that's a quite interesting frequency, because if you put that into a codan, it comes out on 3670. And on the codans, 3670 comes out as 2020. Codans were much more sophisticated radio, 100 watt sideband, and they're sort of being used. I suppose there's still a few used these days. I still use them. I've got an Outpost license still. There's all my codans I take when I go to EMU, and Outpost license, 9 SNI portable. Well, I'll connect it up, see if it goes. It seems to be missing a fuse. I'll put one in. Well, at least we're getting a little light, and lights up the frequency so you know where you are. Oh, that's very cute. Now I see why they use those funny little hole things. Now, I don't want to spend a lot of time with this, but it seems to be totally dead. But sometimes in these sets you have to plug the mic in to connect the speaker, because it's connected through like a handpiece thing you could use. The receiver seems quite dead, but the transmitter actually seems to put something out. If I hit the go to transmit, and we'll have a bit of listens here. Right, I've put a rocking armature microphone, connect it to the microphone socket. Okay, testing 1, 2, 3. Wow, that doesn't sound that bad really. Wonder how well it's modulating. Anyway, that's good. Right, well look at that. The modulation. It doesn't quite fully downward, but it's quite good, quite peaky. It would be quite useful, I think. Hello, 1, 2, 3. It's quite loud. It seems to, I think it's got negative peak clipping, because it's going up far more than it's going negative. Different setting there, yeah. Hello. It looks to me like it clips about minus 90 or something, and it goes right up. That'd be a very effective communications device. VK of SN9DI testing on this air on 2020. It's a pity the receiver doesn't work. Probably a transistor or something, or more likely a resistor or a capacitor. It's totally dead, so it's probably easy to fix, but I really couldn't be bothered. But anyway, that's quite interesting. It sort of works.
A cord. I'll just do a bit of reshuffling here. Stay there. More Hamfest fodder for JIA.
Yeah, when we ever have them again.
Yes.
Mr. Wilson Dan. Hey, the garbage truck is coming. You can just
no.
straight into the garbage truck.
No, that's a blasphemy. I'll run along behind the garbage truck and see if it's got anything. Oh.
There's another one, Anthony, the 222. There's two of them. That's a smaller one. But trying to get any information on Westerns, it's impossible.